Random thought. Whose idea was it to sell ad space on internet dating sites for the show Undateable? It's a bad idea? Anybody? No? So apparently I believe the impossible is real, mainly because the impossible is real and Community proves it. As the impossible goes, the idea of a show having a showrunner who pisses off the entire network and studio side of things and gets absolutely 100% fired, kicked out, not asked back, contract null, void, gone. And then the next year, after a show does less good, because Community never did great, they bring him back? That never happens. And then after the hashtag already started trending, on his last season, the third season of 6 seasons in a movie, because the fans wanted 6 seasons in a movie, and we were 3 away from that being possible, they got 2 more seasons on a network that really didn't necessarily want them anymore, but had nothing better to put on. And then they get canceled with 1 more season on that 6 seasons in a movie moniker, and they get picked up by an internet company who's just starting to do their own original content. Original being a nebulous term that means, hey, we make this now, and not something that we came up with on our very own, obviously. After all, the Sci-Fi Channel used to tout that Stargate was an original series, and they picked it up in season 6. But this week heralds the return of Community for its 6th season, and hopefully one day a movie. Although honestly, the way this is going, they could just have 8 or 9 seasons. The point is now, I believe that there's a real possibility that the Chupacabra, how do you roll your R? Is it whatever. The unicorn, beast of the apocalypse, the 3-headed dog that watches the gates of hell. Is it 1 head, 2 head, and then I'm in the middle? Cerberus? Is that the dog? Or is it the other thing? Which is the thing with... Anyway, the 3-headed dog that watches the underworld. All these things can now be real because Community has a 6th season, and it had financially no way to actually do that before. I mean, the show doesn't make sense, and now that there's so many things in the world that just don't in any way make sense, why not just let other things make sense? I mean, Kevin Smith made a career out of nothing. Quentin Tarantino, who can't get out of his own way when writing and editing, still makes movies and people want to see them. I couldn't make it through True Romance. I'm sorry. It was boring. All I'm saying is the impossible is now possible. And maybe we can break the sound of music, speed of light, one of those things. We can break all of that. And Julie Andrews, who is probably already broke. So now I'm sitting here making a video while in the midst of trying to shoot another video, because if Community can get 6 seasons in a movie, maybe I can do something in my free time that I love and that takes all my free time and kills me way sooner than I should die. Morbid. If 6 seasons in a movie are possible, then so are all of our other dreams. I mean, maybe that's a bit reductionist or maybe oversimplifying things. And also there's corporate bottom lines, and Sony has a very, very large reason to keep this going since they own the thing. They have all the syndication rights since they own the show outright. But hey, maybe you have the next great idea, and maybe you can't get on Shark Tank, but that doesn't mean you can't change the world in some interesting perspective, some interesting way that you didn't think about yesterday, or we didn't think about yesterday. And then, hey, look, we now have paper clips and Velcro and zippers, magic erasers, plasti dip. Just keep doing stuff. It's dropping the bucket, but hey, sometimes dropping the bucket will break the bucket. No, how's this metaphor? I need to have a metaphor as a good thing, even though you're just putting all your stuff in the same thing as everybody else. Okay, guys, metaphors are hard. Does silence make you uncomfortable? Oh, yeah, and yes, I totally did a new background thing. It's the exact same room. I haven't gone anywhere. Not that you really notice. I mean, you should notice because it's white, because it's not black. Be different.